Keep your dirty hands off the jets. Her voice cut through the echoing hangar like a blade. For a moment, everything froze. The hum of machinery, the distant chatter of engineers, even the little girl clutching her father's sleeve. The man in the blue jumpsuit didn't respond. He just looked up, his eyes calm, almost sad, as if he'd heard those words 100 times before. The aircraft hangar gleamed with sterile perfection. Polished floors reflected the silver curve of multi-million-dollar fighter jets lined up like sleeping beasts. The scent of metal and jet fuel hung thick in the air. Among the suits and polished shoes of visiting executives, one man stood out, not because of power, but because of his humility. Ethan wore a Navy janitor's uniform, faded at the knees, with a mop bucket beside him. His hands were rough, the kind that told stories of work rather than wealth. Beside him stood his daughter, Lily, a curious 7-year-old with golden curls and eyes too bright for such a cold place. They didn't belong here, not really. Yet this hangar was Ethan's world. He cleaned it every night, long after the powerful had gone home. At the far end, a convoy of black cars arrived. Out stepped Veronica Hale, the billionaire CEO of Arian Dynamics. Every camera, every gaze turned to her. She was sculpted confidence. Tailored white suit, sleek bun, and heels that clicked like authority itself. She didn't see Ethan and Lily at first, but Lily saw her. "Daddy, she looks like a movie star," Lily whispered. Ethan smiled softly. "Maybe, but everyone's human, sweetheart. Don't forget that." Moments later, as Veronica inspected the jets, Lily's curiosity got the better of her. She wandered closer to one of the aircraft, her small hand tracing the cold metal surface in awe. That's when it happened. Her laughter was sharp. "Oh, I'm sure you were." But as she turned to leave, he pulled off his glove to reach for the maintenance pad. That's when she saw it, the tattoo on his wrist. A winged insignia with 3 stars above it. The mark of the Arian Elite Test Squad. The same emblem carved into the company's legacy wall. Her breath caught. That can't be." Ethan looked up at her, his eyes steady. "I flew your father's first prototype 20 years ago, before you even took over. Before the company stopped seeing people and started seeing numbers." The hangar fell silent again. Even the mechanics had stopped pretending not to listen. Veronica's voice faltered. "Why didn't you ever say anything?" "I tried. But after the crash, after my wife died, I didn't care about titles or medals. I just needed a job to take care of my daughter. So I took the one no one else wanted." She looked at him then, not as a janitor, but as a man who'd lost everything and still showed up. Her arrogance began to crack under the weight of realization. Later that week, the board convened again. This time, Ethan was there, not with a mop but with flight schematics spread before him. Veronica had asked him to consult on the redesign. The same executives who once ignored him now listened closely. And when the test flight finally succeeded, the first person she thanked wasn't her engineers or investors. It was Ethan. In front of everyone, she walked up to him and said quietly, "I was wrong. About you. About a lot of things." Ethan just smiled. Sometimes we all need a little turbulence to see what really matters. Lily ran up and hugged her father's leg as applause filled the hangar. Veronica looked at the child, the same girl she'd scolded, and knelt down. "You can touch the jet anytime you want," she said softly. Weeks later, a new plaque appeared beside the hangar door. It read, "Ethan Cole, pilot, father, dreamer. Proof that humility flies higher than pride." Veronica visited often, sometimes bringing coffee to the maintenance staff. The heels still clicked, but now with purpose, not ego. And Ethan? He still cleaned the hangar sometimes. Not because he had to, but because he liked to keep the place where dreams took flight spotless. Some people shine through wealth, others through character. Ethan reminded everyone that true worth isn't worn. It's lived. If this story touched your heart, subscribe and share it with someone who needs to be reminded. Sometimes the quietest people carry the loudest truths.